(8:1) Why is insulin resistance the engine of back pain? Insulin resistance is the regeneration barrier of the spine. Sugar-coated fascia and glycation. High blood sugar literally cooks the collagen fibers. The elastic connective tissue becomes stiff, vulnerable, and brittle, starving spinal discs. Insulin resistance blocks cellular nutrient uptake. The disc receives no fuel, therefore it dries out prematurely and flattens. Disc degeneration. Tissue swamp, meaning edema. High insulin binds sodium and water. The tension between tissues, the edema, presses the nerves and narrows the spinal canal. The fuel of inflammation. Insulin resistance maintains the inflammatory level that the LPS coming from the gut initiated. There is no healing as long as insulin is high. Insulin resistance is not only about sugar metabolism, but about tissue starvation and chronic inflammation. The starvation of discs and fascia. Along with high insulin levels, cells, cartilage cells, and fibroblasts cannot effectively absorb nutrients. Discs and fascia do not have their own blood vessel network. They feed through diffusion. If metabolism is blocked due to insulin resistance, these tissues degenerate, lose their elasticity, and tear or get injured much more easily, which leads to back pain. The effect of glycation, the sugar coating. In insulin resistance, the excess sugar circulating in the blood reacts with proteins. This is called glycation. This process literally sugars up, makes stiff and brittle the collagen fibers in the fascia and ligaments. The elastic lower back becomes a stiff, vulnerable area that reacts with pain to every movement. The reinforcement of inflammatory cytokines and LPS, insulin resistance in itself is an inflamed state. If we add the previously mentioned LPS coming from the leaky gut, the two processes reinforce each other. Due to insulin resistance, the body cannot turn off the inflammation, so the nerves and tissues around the lower back stand in a constant inflammatory bath. Water retention and edema. High insulin levels retain sodium and water in the tissues. This interstitial edema increases internal pressure inside the spinal canal and between the fascia layers, which directly irritates the nerves. Insulin resistance can be called the regeneration barrier. In vain is all exercise or treatment. If the metabolism reset does not happen, the body simply has nothing from which and no way how to rebuild the support structure around the spine. The picture shows the fascia network around the muscle. In insulin resistance, this clean spiderweb becomes sticky, sugary, and stiff. The correlations between insulin resistance and metabolism can be learned from my 4-part, 90-minute video material of the Metabolism Masterclass. In the end, the high insulin level blocks metabolism, and metabolism would be what supplies cells with nutrients. Therefore, insulin resistance is a serious factor in back pain as well. The trap of hyaluronic acid, help or glue. If someone pushes in high-dose hyaluronic acid alongside insulin resistance and existing inflammation, they often achieve exactly the opposite of what they wanted. Here is the biological explanation. (8 to 2) Why is hyaluronic acid poison in insulin-resistant inflammation? The sticky fascia effect. Hyaluronic acid is normally a water-clear, slippery lubricant. But in an inflammatory environment and alongside high insulin levels, the structure of hyaluronic acid changes, thickens, and becomes sticky. Instead of helping the fascia layers slide, it literally glues them together. This is what the Italian researchers, the Steccos, called densification. Edema and tension. Hyaluronic acid binds a huge amount of water. Due to the inflammatory environment, the extra hyaluronic acid drags even more water to the already edematous tissues. This further increases the tension inside the spinal canal and between the fascias, therefore the pain does not decrease but becomes more tense. Waste instead of nutrient. The cartilage does not primarily need hyaluronic acid, but rather for its cells, the chondrocytes, to get air. In an inflamed, stuck-together environment, hyaluronic acid cannot integrate into the cartilage, it just circulates in the interstitial space as an extra burden. Many buy expensive hyaluronic acid to lubricate their joints from the inside, but beware. If you have insulin resistance and your intestinal system is inflamed, this hyaluronic acid will not lubricate, but behaves like spilled honey. It glues the fascia layers together. This is what will make you feel that your lower back is even stiffer and moves with even more difficulty. First, the swamp must be cleaned out with the metabolism reset, and only after that should you think about the building blocks. No. 16. The result of the metabolism reset. What happens within 30 to 90 days? Disappearing edema. As the insulin level drops, accumulated water leaves. Pressure inside the spinal canal decreases. Fascia becomes flexible. Glycation, the sugar coating, stops. Connective tissue begins to slide smoothly again. The ability to stand up straight returns. Neurological silence. Neurotoxins are flushed out. The vagus nerve calms down, and phantom pains disappear. Movement without blocks, when the thoracolumbar fascia and the spine cooperate again. Sharp mind, clear focus. No more brain fog. With neurotoxins gone, the nervous system regains its speed. Cellular energy. By eliminating insulin resistance, the brain and muscles finally get real fuel. Quality of life over 60. Freedom from pain is not a question of age. It is a question of biology. 17. Why the 80% rule is not enough. The biology of either or. Many follow the protocol only up to 80% and ask me if they can eat this or that. As a mentor, my answer is always going to be no because it deviates from the protocol, and if you want results, then no. You can give yourself concessions, and then based on measurements, you will experience the results of that. Appearances are deceptive. At 80% compliance, you already feel your mind clearing, and your clothes size decreases due to the release of inflammatory water. This is motivating, but it's only the surface. The danger of the remaining 20% if you cheat sometimes is that the gut wall cannot fully fuse. These tight junctions reopen, and insulin resistance does not disappear. The remaining 20% keeps the inflammation alive. It is exactly like smoking. If instead of 20 cigarettes a day you only smoke 4, it means a lot to your lungs, but you cannot claim you are a non-smoker. Your body will not fully regenerate. The key to complete success for rebuilding the myelin sheath and regenerating cartilage is a strict, 100% protocol, at least in the intensive phase. Many ask, Erica, isn't it enough if I just do it 80%? I'll be honest, your well-being will be better, your pants will be looser, but your lower back will not heal. Why? Because our body's biology makes no compromise. For the leaky gut to close and the spinal canal swelling to subside, 100% purity is required. The 20% cheating is just enough to keep the inflammatory embers burning. If you want true deep healing, there is no, just a little cookie, or, just a slice of bread. You don't need to heal your back, you need to heal the chemical environment in which your spine lives. If the metabolism is restored, the body is capable of self-healing. Just like the therapeutic horse stood up, you too will be able to stand up straight again without pain. My dear viewers, I am showing you this picture with my bicycle because this freedom does not belong only to me. Back pain, a narrowed spinal canal, or agonizing brain fog do not come with age. They are a cry for help from ourselves. At 61, I got my movement and the clarity of my thinking back with the metabolism reset. If you too want to escape the prison of inflammation and dull everyday life, do not wait any longer. What's next? 18. What's next? Unlock the complete framework through our exclusive Golden Treasury digital packages and premium groups on wapensysteme.io. Don't forget to follow the Lara, Money-festő YouTube channel for more life-changing insights and evolutionary protocols. Thank you for choosing the Golden Treasury for your cellular-level freedom. See you on the path of inner freedom. I wish a successful metabolism to everyone.